So the kick coming with the South leading. Oh, it's going to be an onside kick. Is that enough yards? The ball's loose. South says they've got it.
It went far enough.
The official steps in. He hasn't.
Yep.
It is South football. Look at the replay there. The massive humanity jumping on that ball.
Totally unexpected. Drew Causey, I would expect nothing less from that magician of the Pine Belt.
I'm telling you. Drew Causey, coach at Oak Grove.
What a call.
May turn out to be the call of the day.
I mean, that's like Sean Payton in the Super Bowl starting the second half with an onside kick. The North was not expecting that even a little bit.
Nope. And you know what was really good was the fact that the North players who knew it was going to happen that way were following the football to be there to make sure it got 10 yards.
Hey, Russ, they're going to let Perotti rest, and they're going to put Trey Hall in at quarterback now. No, I'm sorry. Keelan Parnell will be back in at quarterback.
Parnell takes a snap, play action, running straight up the middle, moves it to the 45-yard line. Kind of slowed down there by Roscoe Tucker out of Meridian.
On the carry for the South, number 10, Keelan Parnell.
So Parnell
number 30,
playing on his second offensive series. Still has Walker in the backfield.
Second and 6.
Now have Casey Tynes out of George County as our center, kind of rotating kids in and out.
Oh, got a step. That you'd expect in an all-star game.
Yeah, somebody forgot the count. Unfortunately, Damon Lee, we're going to call your name for the first time today, and it's because you left early. Tight end out of Oak Grove. I'm sure Coach Causey's going to have a few words for his tight end.
I was going to say, his luck to be playing in a game that his coach is head coach of the team. So it'll be second down and 11 from midfield now. Twin receivers to the left, one to the right. Parnell wants to throw, finds a man. It is caught and moves the football down close to the 40-yard line.
They tricked you, Russ. They put Goss back in there. They're rotating it around. That catch was made by J.P. Coulter, Ocean Springs. Boy, he's caught a few passes this year out of Ocean Springs from Bray Hubbard.
You think so? Wow.
Looks good on that one.
What a year Ocean Springs had. Twin receivers to the right, one to the left. For the North. Walker, first down carry. And does not stop until he crosses the 30.
What a cut. Watch this replay. Watch him put his left foot in the ground and then cut. Oh. Look at that.
Can't coach that.
That is just amazing.
So it's a first down for the North. For the South, excuse me, as they move from left to right.
First and 10 at the 27.
From the 27-yard line. They'll hand the football. This time the North ready for Walker.
He bobbled that ball. He was very fortunate. It was the timing was thrown off a little bit as he took it, and the ball kind of bubbled up out of his hands.
Tackle made by Eric Thomas out of Starkville High School. Played for Chris Jones. What a job Chris Jones and his Yellow Jackets did this year.
Really, I don't want to say out of nowhere, but nobody thought that they were going to be in the top 4 to win the state title as the playoffs began.
Well, they started the season, lost some players due to injury. Here we go now, going to run the football again, left side. They like something that they're seeing on that defensive front by the North, and a good carry for about 8 yards. Kerry, what's happening down there on the defensive side of the football for the North? Kerry's apparently not picking me up.
Russ, I can tell you right now, Walker just got low, and he could still keep his balance getting low, and he got that that yardage all on his own.
Well, it looks like we may have a timeout on the field. Kerry, you with us?
Timeout.
Well, we've got a problem with his microphone. We'll have to get on and work on that, but gives us time to remind you that
we got it, Ross.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. I said, what's going on that defensive side of the football for the North?
Well, we're going to talk to head coach Patrick Scooter about that right now. Coach, Russ is wanting to just get a little insight on your defense right now.
He's playing really well. Coach Pope's doing a good job with him. Just got to make the plays here. We put him in a rough spot there on the pick, and put him in a rough spot on the not getting the onside kick.
Thank you, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Kerry. I had a chance to sit by him last night at the banquet. Boy, he loves coaching football.
Well, it's not only football; they just love working with the young men.
Yeah.
And it's
these coaches don't get paid for this game, Greg. They do
all,
this for
all volunteer.
Yeah, they do it for the love of the game and for the love of the kids. And
well, hats off then to every single one of them that agrees to participate, especially this time of year. When you're getting close to the holidays.
Right.
And taking the time to it's just wonderful. And again, something these kids will never ever forget.
And to the schools that they work at for allowing them to take this time to come down this week.
Excellent point. They're still in classes.
That's right.
3rd and 1.
3rd and 1 for the South. Parnell scoots across, looks like he's got enough for the first.
Keelan Parnell.
Parnell calls his own number, gets the first down.
First down.
They're doing a great job of rotating quarterbacks, the South is. That's what I think is helping keep the defense off balance, too, because you're hearing different signal callers keep coming in there. We're getting close down to maybe the Thunder package coming back, Russ.
Yeah. Carol, I'll have to check and see if Peroti's ready to go.
Now Quez Goss back in.
Goss takes a low snap, wants to throw, goes to the end zone. Incomplete. Nicely thrown, but a good defensive play by the North.
Anthony Ross out of Bay Springs. What a terrific turnaround. Knocked that ball away. Didn't get his head around, but he knew that ball was coming and used that left arm and just swatted that ball because that was going to be a touchdown.
I was lucky enough to get the 1A state championship game, and Bay Springs won it, and he was one of the reasons they won it. Second down. And Goss, is that?
Oh, he almost got it. Yeah, that was Goss.
Yeah, it was Goss, and he held that ball like a loaf of bread high.
And Chris Brown out of Callaway wasn't going to let Goss get away and spins him to the ground.
Loss on the play.
So it's a loss on a play and bring up 3rd down and 13.
Good to have a Callaway Charger make his way down here to the game. Coach Damian Brown.
I've called his name out a couple times, I think. So now it is big play time for the South. They lead the game 7-0 here in the second quarter.
Look for O.J. Marshall here on the near side.
Goss in the shotgun. One wide out to the right. A type of reverse. The North smells it out, and down he goes.
Yeah, that didn't work. Yeah, let's not use that one again.
Parnell taken down. Octavius Blackman on that play.
The bad part here, Russ, is you're going to have to go for it. You lost the yardage because you're too far for a field goal because of the wind, the stiff wind. Had this not been 15-mile-an-hour wind directly in their face, they could have tried a field goal here.
Well, you can't punt from here, obviously, so you might as well go for it. You need about 16 yards, and they're late getting a wide receiver on the field, but they do.
So they got to get down to the 6-yard line for a first? Yeah.
South with a 4th and long. Or they're taking a long time to get this play off.
I think the play clock's expired.
Yeah, it's at 0. And now a timeout called. Goss turned around and
they were seeing what the defense was going to give him, and
they weren't giving him much.
Yeah.
So a timeout on the field, and that'll give us a chance to take a break. South leads it by a score of 7-0 with 3:16 to play in the first half. Back in a moment.
You know I'd love to be there. It's just super far.
That's not that far.
We have unlimited data. We can chat all we want. I'm comfy.
But it's like 10 feet.
Like I said, super far.
which is actually more important than the battery itself.
Well, Russ, what do you call up here on a 4th and is that 17?
Well, they've tried the draw play. Well, the North tried to draw play. That didn't work. That last play from the South didn't work. I think you throw it and hope for the best.
Field goal, guys. Field goal.
Well, they've changed their mind now, and they're going to go for a field goal.
Well, I'll tell you, Baglione has a strong leg, and this is going to be a true test. It's going to be 40 yards into a stiff breeze.
Snap down, Baglione approaches, and it's going to fall short. Kerry, did you think the wind played a little havoc with that kick?
Russ, I don't think he hit it clean. The snout was just a tad bit high. I'm not sure if y'all can see it up there. I think it messed the timing up. He just didn't hit it as clean as he would. The wind did play some on it, but he didn't hit it real clean.
And I know, Kerry, you don't have any problems finding number 75 for the South, Jonathan Davis, with those shoes.
Well, I don't need the shoes to find him.
I was waiting for that.
They're going to put Vic Sutton back in there, Russ, from
right.
Madison Central at quarterback.
So North has the football now at their own 30-yard line. Trying to string that play out long. Not a bad run.
Almost a face mask.
Almost. Tyreek Snow is the athlete for the South. He makes the tackle. 6'0", 177 out of Newton. Played for Sac Grady.
DeMondre Scott a little bit gimpy going off.
You know, Greg, that's what we were talking about. I mean, these guys are hitting. It's not just a fluff game to them.
No, DeMondre wasn't even going to make it. He's holding his right ankle. I think he might have twisted it trying to get Sutton.
Kerry, and speaking of that, Kerry, what is the field conditions like? You know, we got a lot of rain in Jackson on Wednesday, and I know they got a lot down here, but is it muddy?
The field looked like it was holding up pretty good even before the game. It's pretty nice. It's an old stadium. It's an old field here.
Yeah, Kerry was talking about the crown that it has.
But it drains pretty well.
It does. A lot of sand on that field, too. Second down. And we'll call it 6 for a first. They'll swing the pass out of the backfield. It's caught and dropped. A little high thrown.
Little too tall for Zion Ashby out of Itawamba to try and make that catch. He actually had Jacoby Calvin over here on his left side coming out of the backfield.
Well, Ty Davis comes in now on third down and 6.
Well, Ty's just the true passer. He is a great pro-style quarterback with a really good arm.
3 wideouts to the right, 1 to the left.
I mean, you throw for 3,500 yards during the regular season, you're okay.
You're okay. Here's the snap. Davis to throw. Has his man, and he drops it.
Jabraxton Boone, the Ridgeland Titan, tried to run before he caught that ball.
I think he also looked over there to see where the stick was, and he found out he was a yard shy. So he started to go to his right and just dropped the ball. So the punting unit will be on.
Punting number 86, Jackson.
Now this should go pretty far. We haven't seen a punt in this direction. This one should go pretty far with a nice tailwind. So you've got 14 and 30 back.
That would be John Paul Coulter and also D.K. Jenkins. Oh, they got close to that one.
Good hang time, though.
Caught at the 30. Trying to swing wild. Starts. He's in trouble.
Oh, Coulter.
J.P. Coulter started to his left to try to get away from the onslaught that was coming at him. Looked like he may have lost a few yards on the play. Taken out of bounds by Jace Mallard. Jace been on a couple of tackles out of West Point. Played for Chris Chambliss. Well, what a legacy Chris Chambliss is leaving when he does leave at West Point. He seems like he's in the championship game every year.
Great tradition that they're building up there at West Point.
Twin receivers wide to the right.
You got Goss back in as your QB.
And you got Twins to the left. Goss out of the shotgun. Quick throw. Has his man on a slip screen and moves that ball up to the 39-yard line. You know, Greg, most of the passes that have been complete today has been that play. Just a quick out to a wide out.
Well, and O.J. Marshall is usually Mr. Security, and that time he's only dropped one and caught 3 others. So he's a nice security blanket.
Goss back to throw, and it's incomplete. He's trying to go to Coulter again out of Ocean Springs. Played for Blake Pinnock. Well, I'll tell you, I'm looking at that offensive line. Number 73, Tanner Welch. Played at Northwest Rankin under Devin Cooper. 6'8", 330.
Yes, a man-child. That is, he is a force, and that's somebody you really like to have, you know, guarding a right-handed quarterback's backside as a tackle. He is a confidence builder for a quarterback. How about that? You don't worry about turning your back.
Played for a good coach in Devin Cooper over at Northwest Rankin. Here's the snap. Walker trying to get to the outside, to the corner. Oh, might have had a face mask on that.
It was close. I think he got a whole lot of shoulder pad and kind of turned him around.
At the 40.
Out of bounds at the 40.
Well, with 45 seconds left, maybe you if Coach Causey might consider going for it. North wants to call a timeout because they want the football back.
Absolutely. We'll keep it right here.
You're not going to gain a whole lot of yardage, again, because they're punting directly into this wind.
Right.
So they'll probably get the ball. I would imagine if they don't go for it, it would be at the other 40 is where my bet would be they get the ball.
Yeah, Kerry, we hope Kerry's Mike's situation is taken care of. I'd like to get his take on this particular situation. I mean, your punt's not going to go very far. Flags are pretty much blowing straight out.
It's what, 4th and 5?
Yeah.
And it's an all-star game. But if you want to preserve, you want to be sure of preserving the shutout for the first half.
Be interesting to see what to do, guys. I mean, a lot of discussion about it. Well, we're to find out.
So they will send Christian out there to at least line up. Hey, Kerry, at least they'll line up to punt, right? With Coach Causey, you never know.
Yep.
Where's Brody? High snap.
Oh, geez.
Gonna go back to the 10, rolling to the 5, and that is a huge break for the North.
Maybe they should have gone for it.
That ball went sailing right over the head, and they got him down back at the 5. So with 37 seconds, Greg, you've got a lot of time to do something here and tie the ball game.
Oh, 100%. And that was just, man. I don't think Christian ever saw that ball coming back to him, and it just went right over his head, and he could do nothing but try and go and cover it up. A golden opportunity now for the North.
And I think out of 37 seconds in high school football, you could probably run even all 4 plays here, depending on what you do. Who's coming in to quarterback the North? Looks like they're going to go with
like Jacoby
Calvin.
Calvin is going to line up in the little Wildcat.
Now, he's a running back by trade.
Yes.
Here's Calvin.
Coach Causey didn't like it. Now he wants to talk about it.
Well, South had, I just checked one of the officials. The South had 1 timeout left. The North still has 1 to burn, according to the head linesman over here.
I want to remind you that today is Saturday. Did you know that Christmas is next Sunday?
Is that right?
Yeah. It snuck up on me.
I'm sure that you've bought all of your gifts, Russ. I hope your shopping's done.
I'm not at the wrapping stage yet, but I tell you what, since it's not done, one of the places that I'm going to frequent will be Cricket Wireless, because
they'll wrap it for you.
They'll wrap it for me. I don't have to worry about that. They've got a really interesting thing going now, and you can find out all the information at their website, cricket.com. But a lot of times when you pick a carrier, you don't know what their service coverage area is. I mean, you just don't know. And Cricket Wireless, if you go to cricketwireless.com, you'll see it there. They can put an app on your phone, and you'll have Cricket for 2 weeks, absolutely free.
Isn't that something?
Check it out.
North.
Well, not going very far with that play, and Kerry said they had 1 timeout left.
Carry for the North, number 4.
Jacoby just didn't have a hole there. He thought there was one, but it collapsed, and he just kind of got tripped up.
Of course, Jacoby played for Judd Boswell at Clinton. We've seen, for this game, we've seen a lot of Wildcat in this game so far. And they will take that last timeout.
Russ, they're going to put time back on the clock here. They called the timeout around 22 seconds, and the clock kept running. So the coaches here on the north side are talking to the officials to make sure they get that reset. We'll see if that's going to happen.
Did you see the clock move?
Yeah, even after the timeout, it ran another 7-8 seconds even after they called the timeout. So
yeah, they're spot on. I think when Calvin got tackled, it was at 21, and then it ticked all the way down to 14. So, but with no timeouts left, you're still looking at you have to throw the ball now, because if you run the football with 21 seconds, the clock will run out if you don't get in. So you're going to have to throw it.
That South defense, which has played really well today, you got the North at the bottom of your screen and the South at the top of your screen. A lot of size on that.
It's a tie, Dave. Now going back to their passer will come in the game.
All right, and that passer being Ty Davis out of Itawamba HFS. Clint Hoots, the coach there. Official still talking to the white hat because the clock is still at 14 seconds.
They say, Greg, officially 28 seconds is what he just told head coach Schooler. He said 28 seconds.
Well, they gave him a blessing on that one.
They did. I'm with you, Greg. I thought it was right around 21, 22. That's what when I glanced over, that's what I saw.
Okay.
It's Christmas.
It is. Merry Christmas.
Yes.
It's an all-star game.
That's right. All right, here we go. Ty Davis looking at that defense from the South. On second down, Davis squares to throws, has his man. Did he get in? Touchdown! Well, Ty Davis with the throw.
What a terrific move by Roman Gregory there out of Oxford. He took the lick and still kept his feet and stuck that ball over the goal line. Great effort by Roman.
Great effort.
Extra point attempt.
Extra point coming up.
By number 86, Jackson Uzzleton.
Jackson Uzzleton, the kicker out of Hernando, played for Steve McCon. And he has the
late arrival.
Yeah. He has the ability to tie this game. Getting onto the field a little bit late is Jaden Walker out of Aberdeen. Played for Alex Williams.
Had to remind him he's on special teams.
Yeah. Snap is down. The kick is up. And it's good, and we got a tie ball game. We'll hold it right here since we're coming up to halftime. 7-7. You played a full half of football. Some good defensive stops and finally a couple points.
It's interesting because it feels like the South should be further ahead. It feels like that they've dominated more, and for the most part, they have. North was given the gift of getting the ball at the 5-yard line to be able to punch it in. But truly, the South has outplayed the North to this point.
Between the 20s, they certainly have.
It's exactly right. And so the second half, now that it's all knotted up, this gives the North some confidence as they go into halftime to hopefully figure some things out to get some more consistent offense going.
Well, Johnny Mims supposed to be catching up with Kerry Metzler at the half. Johnny Mims, the executive director of the Mississippi Association of Coaches, which puts this game on, and the Miss Al game that we did last week, and just does a great job. We were at the banquet last night, and every player got a watch, and a lot of other gifts too. But boy, what a beautiful watch that was, and it's something they'll remember for years and years.
That's why it's so great that the MAC is making it memorable for these kids to not only play, but to treat them like all-stars, and they're very well deserving of that.
Onside here? I see your smile. You're thinking it's a possibility.
Well, I don't know about Coach Schooler. Is that
Uh-oh, that one's going to go out of bounds.
Penalty flag on the play.
And a penalty flag will come down.
Well, I'd be worried if they weren't throwing into a deep wind.
That's true.
Into a very
They were going the
hard
other way?
wind. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Quez is good, but I don't think his arm is all that strong.
Well, you know, you're right, the strength factor, but then the accuracy factor is really big, especially in a game like this.
The accuracy, yes, but into this strong wind. You might have two plays if they can hit a big one down the middle and then give yourself a chance to maybe, well, you never get it to the end zone, but, you know, hope for a penalty.
So there's, since they put the time back on, there's 23 seconds. I don't know what you can.
They'll make them re-kick it.
They're going to make them re-kick it. That's what they want to do. Coach Causey was telling the officials, I want them to re-kick it.
Hoping for a return.
Right.
Instead of getting that ball at the 35. It's a good call. I mean, if you can get it in the hands of a playmaker.
Well, they got Keelan Parnell, one kickoff return man on the right side.
And DK Jenkins.
They've had this position all the first half. Now, see, this is where I might call an onside kick.
Risk reward, Russ.
That's right.
The risk is way too outweighs the reward.
Joel Waters always says, no risk and no biscuit.
Well, let's see if the South gets a chance at a return.
He placed that ball. I was watching me. Well, let's see.
No, he's taking too far a drop. He's not gonna give you your wish.
It's a pooch kick. Fair catch called for and made.
Fair catch.
And the catch is made by
number 4, Centario Willis.
Centario Willis, a defensive back out of Hazelhurst, 6'1", 185. Played for Damian Gary.
First and 10.
He's got 11 offers on the table, many by all of our junior colleges here. He's uncommitted at the moment.
Well, you just got so many. You know, I love our junior college system here in this state.
Oh, it's the best in the country.
I believe it. You look at preseason rankings every year, you've got 5 or 6 of them in there.
Where does the SEC, where does the Big 12, where does the ACC, the Big 10 all come looking when they need junior college transfers? They come to Mississippi.
Yep.
That's exactly right.
All right, so the South gets their offense out there.
See what Quez can do.
Quez Goss out of Scott Central. Little fake. Runs into his own man. He's got to get rid of it and just throws it out of bounds.
Yeah, he had absolutely no time there. They got great push. Great push did the North.
2nd and 10.
So it'll be 2nd down and 10. We're tied at 7. Most of the time, these games are pretty close. We've had some blowouts. I've done several here.
Well, last year it was the South beating the North 27-24. We might be hard-pressed to get to that high total.
I don't know. Here's Goss, wants to throw, throws the slant, and it's incomplete. Good coverage.
Well, J.P. Coulter was looking for a flag. Wasn't going to get there.
Damian Lee.
On the coverage, number 45, Martavis.
Threw it a little bit behind him. You know, when you talk about 14 seconds left, you've got to get something out in front to allow them to keep running for yards after the catch, because an 8-yard gain is going to look awfully good in the stat sheet, but you'll be at halftime.
I was going to say, the big scheme of things, not so much.
Right.
Twin receivers both ways. You air it out here on 3rd down. Goss swings it out, and Walker slips down.
Yeah, that's that turf monster. I think that's that slickness that Kerry may be able to talk about for us, because it's a little slippery.
I hope he gets a chance to talk to Drew Causey on the way out. I liked what we saw in the first half, because we saw some really good defense. And then on the touchdowns, like the North, great grab down there for the from the pass from Ty Davis for the touchdown.
My whole favorite part of the first half was the Thunder package. Perotti not only running the football, but then with a great arm throwing that ball in there. That was exciting. That's what I'll remember so far about this, and hopefully you guys at home will too.
Absolutely. Your halftime score is North 7, South 7 here in the 74th
Oh, he's on the field.
Let's go down to Kerry.
I've got Coach Causey. Coach, other than a little mishap on special teams, for the most part, you guys seem like they've dominated this first half.
Yeah, the kids played hard. They played good. You had one bad snap, and it happens. Kind of a slick ball, and it just, got away from him a little bit. But that's all right. We had a chance to stop him. We just didn't.
I got to ask you this question. This much talent on the field, man, it's got to be fun to work a couple of days with these guys.
It is. I know we were all sitting there saying we wish we could have them all year since I think we'd all win a lot of ball games with a group this talented. So,
Drew, thank you for your time. We'll get with you second half.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Kerry. And
who would they want? Which team would they have to go to? Because Oak Grove, we're not sending them all to Oak Grove there, Coach.
That would be unfair.
Yeah, I appreciate your enthusiasm for that.
Your halftime score, North 7, South 7. We'll take a timeout and be back with more from Gulfport in a moment.
I wish we had a sled as fast as Cricket 5G. Oh. Selfie. It's everything you wished for, including the price.
It's everything I wished for.
I told you she'd love her new 5G phone from Cricket. I see that. It's everything you wished for, including the price.
Yeah, he's going to take it on the field. Welcome back as we have a 7-7 ball game here at the half, and one of my favorite coaches who's not going to be coaching anymore, he says right now, and I talked with him about it before the ball game, but it's Todd Breland, and Kerry has him down on the field.
Well, Russ, one of my favorite guys too, Todd Breland, 20-plus years at the Laurel School System. Before that, an assistant at Wayne County, and the last 3 at South Jones. But Todd made the decision to retire. And Todd, and I told you just a couple weeks ago, high school football is going to miss you.
Well, I'll miss high school football too. But when you're in it as long as I've been in it, the MAC and the MHSAA has become part of who I am. So I plan on being around and supporting and doing as much as I can.
What's the thing you like the most about this week down here? Well, last week All-Stars, and also this week.
When you go through a week like this as a coach, you're going to meet young men, and those young men meet each other, and they're going to keep up. It's a friendship for life. And, I still talk to a number of kids I've coached in these games, and it's just a great week. You're tired, you're ready to go home, but you realize you had a fun week.
Let's talk a little bit about the South and that Thunder package back there. Well, man, I made a comment earlier. They couldn't go through a weigh station with those guys, but goodness gracious. And that's one of the cool things about the All-Star game. Give Coach Schooler credit. They had a little Wildcat package, and they had the Wildcat/Thunder package on the South side with Coach Causey. But that's what makes it fun too.
Yeah, when you spend 24 hours a day with them, you have extra time. You get behind the building or in the lunchroom, and you put some stuff in, some gadgets. But there's not a lot of pressure in this game. But at the end, it'll get competitive the second half. I can promise you.
Todd, MAC, man, what a great organization you've been.
It becomes a part of who you are, and I know winning is important. That's why we have scoreboards at our events, but at the end of the day, it's the impact you have on young men and women. And I recently lost my father, packed his house up and packed my office up at the same time, and I realized at the end that those trophies and all those things are going to be put in a box one day, but the relationships that you built to live forever.
I know you've had some battles with different guys across the state over the year, particularly in South Mississippi there. At Laurel, a lot of times with Picayune, some other schools, West Jones, man. I don't think people realize this. Y'all get after each other on Friday night, but off season, you guys may go hunt together, fish together, hang out together. A lot of folks don't understand those relationships.
I'd like to be hunting right now. There's only 2 things getting me out in this weather: it's a football game or deer stand. But yeah, it's always good when we get together on weeks like this and chop it up a little bit. But Scott Pearson at West Jones, one of my best friends on the planet, and we talk 2 or 3 times a week. We'll fiercely compete against each other. But, over the years, it's been a number of them. But, we all count on each other, and we all talk to each other, I think, mostly to keep our sanity. But, and to realize that we're all going through the same things. But it's a great fraternity to be a part of.
Well, Todd, from everyone in high school football in the state of Mississippi, from folks at Friday Night Under the Lights, just thank you so much for everything you've done.
I appreciate y'all, and it's been great getting to know you guys, and appreciate all you do for the state of Mississippi, and I'll be around.
Todd Breland, thank you, sir.
We're going to get him on the show next year, Kerry. I said, you may be gone, but you're not out. I mean, we want to get him back on the show next year.
You know, Todd's one of those unique guys. You know, for many years covering Picayune, I had a chance to – we played him at Laurel, and of course, before that, his sister Wayne County. I'll say this about him. Fierce competitor, but the guy will do – and I mean this literally – anything you need, you just got to call him. You're coming to do a game at his place or anything like that, man. He is so cordial, making sure that happens. Another thing too, I've talked to some of his players over the years, and what a love that man has for his players, and they have for him too, Russ.
Well, I tell you, he was at Laurel a long time between the bricks down there, and I know you've been there. You've seen their little history room that they have there at the end of one of the end zones. They got all the trophies and stories about the big players.
They do, you know. You look at that, you know, and talk about that. That's a storied place right there between the bricks and Laurel. I mean, it's unique. Still grass field. It's down in a bowl. I mean,
wasn't it one of the first stadiums to get lights in Mississippi?
I think it was. And I tell you what, I've called many a game there and watched some games there, and it's a very, very unique place to go to. But the history there between those walls, if they would say if the bricks could only talk, what would we hear?
Oh man, I remember. I think I remember who the coach was, but someone got married at the 50-yard line down there one year. One of our coaches in the state.
I wasn't aware of that.
I think I remember who it was. I won't say because I don't know for sure, but it's held a wedding among everything else. Kerry, well, before I let you go, your impressions of maybe because they're going to be picking, a player of the game and an impact player of the game, things like that. Who stood out for you on the North and the South?
Well, on the North defense, I go back to this, and the young man, to me, we don't have stats on tackles and all that, but just watching the young man disrupt things. Tommy Kelly Jr. out of Provine. I mean, his ability to get to the edge. He's a big guy. I mean, he's a linebacker. I mean, you know, he's a guy that's going to tip the scales about 225 pounds, I think the roster says. But his pursuit to each side of the line is just that's one of the things that's been most impressive for me. And I think another thing when I look at the look at the South roster and what they've done here in the first half of, I've been impressed with Walker, the running back. I think, I mean, I tell you what, and Greg pointed this out earlier. Look who he played on the same team with, Mr. Football, and yet this is a guy probably didn't get as much. I hate the word possibility, as much notice as everybody, but he showed some things here today. One run when he got to the corner here, I mean, he turned the corner. They had an angle on him. He goes 7 or 8 yards down the field. But those are kind of two guys. Of course, Russ, the guys in the trenches here, man, there are some wars going on here. Even for an all-star game, these guys are getting after each other. And what I like the most about it, if you watch after some of the plays, they're knocking the snot out of each other, and then they're pulling each other up off the ground, which I think is just says a lot about this game. I'm going to get Johnny here in just a second.
Good.
And we'll talk to him. I'll let you know I got him.
All right. Johnny Mims, the executive director of the MAC.
Well, right now, Russ, I tell you, I think the North impact player of the game is up for grabs.
I do too.
The South, somebody better step up to take it away from Perotti.
I agree there as well. Now, Ty Davis did have the touchdown pass, but it wasn't as pretty possibly as Perotti's. I mean, you'll have to compare them, but Ty Davis threw a nice pass.
He did.
Receiver
it was only 3 yards. So I mean, but
Perotti threw for 3 yards.
But he took him all the way down the field. So no, I think the North is wide open. I really liked Tommy Kelly. Looks like Kerry's got.
Okay, let's go down, and this is Johnny Mims with the MAC.
Johnny, first and foremost, thank you, MAC, for everything y'all do for sports. The Coaches Association does so many things. I was talking to Todd Breland about that. It's quite a fraternity. But, man, putting on this event here today, this is a great opportunity for these young men.
It is. And I tell you what, the city of Gulfport has opened up their arms to us. We appreciate what they do down here. Their National Guard houses our kids. They feed them a big breakfast every morning. And it's just a great experience for these young men that's played 3 or 4 years in high school. Some of these young men, this will be the last high school football, well, all of them last high school football game. Some of them may not ever put on a uniform again the rest of their life. So it means a lot to them. Representation, as you can see, great turnout with our banquet last night, the fans today to come and support these young men.
You know, Johnny Gregg and I were talking about this in the pregame today, you know, of the rosters here. You got 60 of your first or second team All-Staters here playing today. Loads of talent.
Yeah, well, you know, we had the Mississippi-Alabama game last week, and, you know, we can't take but 40 players. And, you know, the state of Mississippi is just, you know, blessed with a lot of talent out there, and we just feel like that this North-South game, what is it, 74th edition to this game, a lot of history in this game, a lot of great players that Archie Manning played in this ball game. So you can go on down the line and you know, some of these players that y'all are watching now in 4 or 5 years, it never had. Some of these were playing on Sundays in the NFL.
You know, talking about the talent here, we got kind of chuckled. I was talking to Drew Causey walking off the field, and I said, Drew, what's it been like, you know, getting a chance to hang out with these guys for 3 days? He said, well, it's funny. We were just talking about that. We'd like to all take them and have them as our team.
Well, you know, and I asked them all, you know, how they can, you know, they've had 4 practices. And I'm thinking, you know, you practice all summer and all fall, and you still have illegal procedures and trying to get plays in. Y'all come in here in 4 practices, and you're able to install an offense and a defense. That amazes me, and every one of them says, well, every one that makes these teams, the IQ of those players, of these players with football, it doesn't take them long. So, yes, I know they like the Jimmies and Joes that they have.
One last thing, Johnny, we talk about MAC and putting these events on, but you do a lot for your coaches as well. A lot of folks don't ever hear about that so much in the public. They see the All-Star games and all that, but let's talk about what y'all do for your coaches.
Well, yeah, you know, our Coaches Association is we represent our coaches, and they belong to our association. We have insurance for them that if they need it, hopefully they don't throughout the year. It gives them protection. We put on coaches clinics during the summer and the winter to be able to, you know, further their, whether it's football, basketball, volleyball, it doesn't matter. We do a lot of things to try to help, you know, get them and learn. It's always learning. They're always learning, you know, so we always try to do that. I go to these different schools and school districts, and I talk to the coaches about do's and don'ts and, you know, what they can do as far as nowadays, and you know, with as you well know, the world changing, we got to keep up with the time. So great fraternity to be on, and all these guys are so blessed. And I say this, you know, when you look at a coach, you think of them coaching football, X's and O's, baseball diamond or whatever, but these coaches are more than coaches. What they do at home at their respective schools, you know, picking them up from practice, taking them to practice, feeding them. Sometimes nobody's around. They're the mothers, they're the dads, they're the ones that are helping them get through school, getting through problems they have. And, you know, I just take my hat out to these coaches, off to these coaches.
Hey, Kerry, ask him about the banquet last night.
And Russ was talking about the banquet last night, how great that was.
Great banquet, great, sold out. Russ was my game captain this year, so I want to say congrats to Russ. Russ has been with me since day one of me doing this. This is my 21st year doing this. Russ is, I called him the voice of the MAC. He does a great job. He was my game captain, and I called him this morning and told him, did a tremendous job, kept the kids' attention, and had a great message to those young men going forward. So hopefully they listen to Russ, and I can't say enough about Russ and his staff, Chris Saxton and the people he has behind the scenes. They just do a tremendous job.
Well, I was going to, and you brought up Chris. I was going to say the guy behind the scenes, the guy that just makes so many things happen. Johnny, again, thank you for everything you do personally, everything the MAC does, and for putting on not only this great event, as we mentioned, all the great events.
Well, thank y'all for covering us. It's a great opportunity for all of our people that have not been able to come here. I've got people I know have called grandparents from other states as far away as Colorado. I know one of them that are basically watching the game and have texted me and said the broadcast is great. Obviously, Russ and them do a great job. So I want to take my hat out to y'all and the coverage y'all do for high school sports.
Thank you, Johnny.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Kerry. Johnny Mims, the executive director of the MAC. Greg, we're about a minute or so away from kickoff. You expect a little fireworks here in the second half?
They're going to take the deep shots. You know,
I think so.
It's a lot easier. And, again, folks, if you could just see the wind, the flags are now blowing stiff. And then a lot of times you can see the referees take a look at their pants, the bottom of their pants. It is blowing, you know, now 15 to 18 miles an hour, right to left as you're looking at it on your TV screen. So moving right to left is easier for the quarterbacks to throw the ball. And left to right, well, you're going to have to run the ball and those short little passes.
You know who would struggle out here today? MC Hammer probably couldn't stay on this field today.
Hey, I want to know what your message was. You know, it was so impressive that Johnny Mims was talking about that. Your message to the players.
Well, it was basically I challenged them to allow God to be the head coach of their life, and I talked about the importance of head coaches at any level that they've been on. And I said, one of the things you don't believe me, take a trip to Starkville right now, and to know how important, like Mike Leach was to that program. But after they get done, some of these guys will never pick up a football again.
Yep.
Some of them will go to the next level. And I just encourage them to allow God to make him the head coach of their life in whatever they were going to do. And I saw a lot of the kids, shaking their head yes, and so I thought it was well received. But, I've sat behind the scenes doing this banquet many, many years with Chris, and it was different being on the other side. I got to eat at the head table last night, which the biggest attribute of that is you get to eat first.
Well, and usually you're clearing the plates off the head table usually most of the years.
That's right. So
hey guys.
Yeah.
I got the Silver Central's Patrick Schooler, head coach for the North. Coach, you got a break at the end of the first half to get you back even.
It did. I think it's been a defensive play game for sure. Both offenses are giving big gifts on their pick and the over snap here for us. So, 7-7 ball game. Tee it up and do it again another half.
So any kind of adjustments you might try to make here in the second half after seeing the first half of the North defense?
Trying to figure out a way to block them, I guess. Hard to make adjustments. We didn't have the ball very much, and so I think maybe if we can just establish a few plays here and there and get some momentum going and see what happens.
Coach, real quick, I know it's got to be a lot of fun. I was talking to Drew Causey earlier, just to get a chance to see all these talented young men for a couple of days.
Oh, it's great. We had a great group all week. I couldn't be more proud of that group, and they're going to play hard. And, they were very attentive when we asked them to do things for us. And when we didn't ask them, we had a good time. So this ain't all about business here. Have a good time, get to meet people of a like talent, and see where you fit in at.
Coach, appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank
you, Kerry. Here at halftime, it's got a special guest here in the booth with us. We've got two, actually. Jason Holder from Cricket Wireless. You're just wearing a T-shirt today.
Yeah, it's all right. Did you forget your jacket?
When I got up this morning, I walked outside and said, "That's so terrible."
We got to get his microphone in here, Chris.
I have changed my mind.
You changed your mind. A little cold out there. How important is it, the importance that Chris, that Cricket Wireless puts on communities?
So the community is everything for cricket. When it comes right down to it, we want to be in the community. We want to be that part of the community that people can go to our stores. Sure, they can get a great deal, but more importantly, they can find out, what's going on, and they know that we're the guys that are out there at their games.
At their events. That's right.
We're doing their stuff. We're here. We're not just some no-name company.
Right. All right. Don't go anywhere because I'm going to talk both of you as we get ready to kick the ball off here in the second half in a 7-7 ball game. Kicking into that tough win. They're going to onside it again, and this one is caught right there at the 50-yard line by the North.
Good job by Jaden Walker for falling on that, the big fella. He's not known for his hands, but he did a good job right there.
One of the things you're doing right now is so many times people don't know what their coverage area is on different service companies out there, and you guys are doing a very interesting thing for them to find out.
We really are. If you have a phone out there, it doesn't matter what carrier it's on. If it has an electronic SIM kit in it, it'd be the newer iPhones, that kind of stuff. And you've been considering switching to cricket, but you're not sure, hey, what's my coverage going to be like? Am I going to be able to, hear anything? Mm-hmm. Come see us. We'll get you set up. You can get 14 days free on us.
How about that? Did everybody talk to you about that out there this morning?
Had a couple people come by and actually say, hey, what's this I hear about getting free service? So we were able to help them
out. First play for the North doesn't go anywhere, Greg.
No, Jacoby Calvin could not get going. He had three defenders right in his face as soon as he got the football. Vic Sutton is in a quarterback from Madison Central.
So Sutton will be in the shotgun. And Jacoby Calvin will be beside him. Calvin takes the football, swinging left, and submarined at the 49-yard line by Douglas Nelson out of Hazelhurst. Played for Damian Gary. And
Douglas is verbally committed to Alcorn. So he'll be playing his college career.
I noticed that you brought one of your personnel from cricket with you.
I did. I brought Chelsea.
All right, we're going to talk Chelsea in a minute. How important it is to get the right person in a store like that?
Oh, it's 100%. You know, you have to have the people that want to talk to your customers because, you know, at the end of the day, it's still the same community, right? So we want to make sure that our people in our store are treating anybody that comes in just like their family.
Well, that pass is complete, and he tosses it back on a lateral.
That was Ty Davis, and he's throwing it out there to Anthony Little, who then got it back to Roman Gregory, who was trailing the play.
Tillman there on the coverage for the South. He played at Florence. How long have you been with the company?
I've been with it for 14 years.
Is that right?
For a long time.
That's pretty close to the beginning, isn't it?
Just about,
yeah. And you enjoy your job. I've watched you very closely.
Absolutely.
And you love your job.
Nowhere else I'd rather be.
And you love your product. Punting unit is on. We're going to talk to Chelsea here. They're going to fake it and try to go for the first. Oh, he is pulled down from behind. And the South saying he didn't get it.
Well, it's very, very close.
Was that DeMondre Scott out of Meridian?
He's got to get it to the 41. I thought he was horse-collared when he was being tackled.
You know what? They don't call that in high school football. We found that last week at they're
going to not even measure and say first down. All right.
Ooh. Guys, I was standing right here at the sticks. I'm a little surprised they didn't bring the chains across. I'm looking across, and it was a lot closer than just signaling first down.
It's an all-star game.
Well, and it's also Christmas, guys. I mean, let's go ahead and just throw it on out
throw
there.
some time on the clock. First down by half a yard.
7-7 ball game here in the third, and the North gets a first down and
caught a couple of lucky breaks. First on that bad snap, and now on a not measuring on that fourth down.
Well, they fake the pass and run the football, and a good run and a good stop there by number 84, DeAndre Washington. We've talked about him out of Brandon. Head coach Sam Williams.
Jacoby Calvin did a terrific job just putting his head down and picking up some nice yardage that time following his block.
Jason, one of the things that I like is the size of the cricket stores. They're not so massive, but you find these places all over. Like in this market, you've got what? How many stores?
I've got 17 that cover from Laurel south to here in Gulfport, Mississippi.
Here's Jacoby Calvin running the football. It'll be third down and short against this South defense, and they're now moved the ball close to the South 30-yard line at the 32. How do you get around to 17 shoulders?
Rental cars.
Well, it's important. I mean, you got to have someone to, the chip falls with you.
Oh, yeah.
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 All right, third down and short. The North can keep this drive going. And Jacoby Calvin in the backfield gets the football. Ooh, if he got it, he earned a carry. This one may be closer than the other one. It's a first.
No, he got he the last surge there, Russ. I tell you what, he's done a really good job here today. I'm kind of overlooked him saying it earlier when you asked me that. He's done a really good job in running between the tackles.
Yeah, that right side is really doing a nice job for him right now, and Jacoby's following the plows.
First and 10 for the North. Tie ball game at 7 apiece. Ty Davis kind of directing traffic out there, making sure everybody is where they're supposed to be from the 28 of the South. Here's the snap. Davis calls his own number, turns the corner, and the corner turns into him. Helmets come flying off. And he called his own number that time, and helmet came off, so having to leave the football game.
Tylen Coleman, he came up with making the big hit. It's the second time. Tylen needs to strap that on a little tighter because it's the second time his helmet's come off.
It's cost him a play here. Went to the 26, so a short gainer brings up second down.
But I tell you, Davis is such a good-looking quarterback, pro style. He's got a little bit of mobility, which he was able to show right there. Look forward to where he'll wind up playing his college football.
Davis in the shotgun on 2nd and 6. Pumps once, throws, and it's incomplete. Good coverage there by the South.
A little too hot to handle that time. Needed to take a little bit of that juice off.
Well, we've been going over all the players in this ballgame. But Dylan Rousey, number 82 from Biggersville, on this squad today, along with Jack Johnson, number 8 from Kossuth. They were late additions, but welcome additions. I think Johnson's already been in on a couple plays.
He has.
This game. Here's the snap. And Jacoby trying to find a little seam on that right side. Get some good yardage. Kerry, it looks like the offensive line for the North starting to click now.
Well, they are. They're getting a really good push, and Greg pointed out on the right side especially. I mean, getting a really good push from Ian Jeffers. And I tell you what, Russ, right now, man, these cats are getting after him. I tell you what, I mean, it's like watching a community college game down here right now. They're really getting after each other.
Yeah, all the festivities ended when the whistle went off.
Jacoby's getting a nice rhythm now, too. Sometimes when you feed a running back, the more he runs, the better he can get running. And he's really feeling good right now.
Davis hands to Jacoby, and not much there.
Until, of course, you run into Perotti.
Yeah.
And Perotti just shut that down in a blink.
But he got enough for the first down. You said if you run into Perotti, I think it's more apt to say if Perotti runs into you.
He got into the backfield so quickly that time. Looks like they had to move the chains back. It's going to be.
I didn't think he got it.
Well, they're talking about it because I think the chain gang got a little over anxious.
All right, one last question. We'll go to Chelsea. Your schedule for staying open during the holiday season is what?
Should be business as usual. Except we're not going to be open on Christmas, obviously, and we're going to close a little early on Christmas Eve.
Right.
Same way with New Year's and New Year's Day.
Okay, good enough. Well, let's bring Chelsea in here. We really appreciate everything Cricket Wireless did to make this game happen.
Sure thing. And, I'll just let everybody know that, look, if Santa Claus forgot something, come see us. We've got great deals that are going to be running, and Chelsea's going to talk a little bit about those.
Okay.
Looks like, Russ, they called Kerry, you may have heard that, illegal procedure against the South. Illegal formation, I guess.
Yeah, they have some restrictions on the way you can line up defensively, and they kind of violated a little bit right there.
And that'll give them a first down. So they moved the chains on that penalty, Russ.
So they do get the first down.
Yeah, on penalty.
Yeah, the chains are moving.
Russ, you were correct. I stood incorrect, and I said incorrect if I have to, but he was short about half a yard.
Yeah. Yeah, the South defense really came up big.
But they lined up wrong and got a penalty. So
they'll have a 1st and 10. It's not 1st and goal, but 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line. Here's the snap. Ty Davis rolling to his left. Better hurry. Goes to the end zone and incomplete. He got nailed by Tylan Cole out of Meridian when he let go of the football. You see it on the replay.
I think that made him throw it a little bit before he wanted to, even though it was all covered up. There were three defenders back there.
Yeah, one of them was number 18, Douglas Nelson. He's had a good game today out of Hazelhurst.
Yeah, I just had a chance to mention it just a moment ago. He'll be going to Alcorn.
They're getting a good one. So it's 2nd and 10 now from the 15-yard line. Davis hands off to Jacoby. He's swinging wide, and down he goes. Good defensive play turned in by number 40, DJ Cloyd, a linebacker out of Columbia, played for Chip Bilderback.
But just such a hard run there by Jacoby. Still pushed his way through and picked up almost 6 yards on that.
So it'll be 3rd down from the 9-yard line. Where do they have to really get to, Kerry? Looks like about the 5.
Just inside the 5.
All right, here
almost
we go.
To 14.
Well, he started right and came back left, and I don't think he got it.
And that was Jack Johnson that came in at quarterback there,
Man,
Russ.
we just talked about.
Yeah, that's right, from Kossuth.
He was a late addition, but getting to play in the game, and I really like that.
Well, and he's a great two-way player out of Kossuth. He threw for 1,300 yards. Also plays defense, led the team with 73 tackles and 6 interceptions did Jack Johnson.
So 4th and 2 for a first down, and the North will take a timeout and talk about it. And we have Chelsea from Cricket Wireless. Chelsea, welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you.
Did you ever think in your wildest dreams that you would be on a halftime show for
Not
a
at all.
football game?
Welcome.
Yeah, welcome. You're at a store.
Yes.
Okay. What is your main concern when people come into Cricket Wireless?
Is to have them leave happy customers. We do our best to make sure if they come in with issues, whether it be devices or whatever the case may be, we make sure that we take care of them before they leave.
Did you ever have a customer say, well, I'm just not sure, and then only to see that customer return in a couple of days?
So when it comes down to, each customer, we try to build, basically build friendship with them.
Relationship with
them. So we like to ask questions and make sure that what we're doing for them is what their what their needs.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of great we have plans for everybody. We also
Well, there we have the field goal, and the kick is up and good. We'll come back to Chelsea in a moment.
As officially a 23-yarder for Jackson Uselton out of Hernando. Puts it over the right upright.
Well, it's been kicking off well.
Well,
So
he's got the wind at his back right now, too, Russ. That's helpful.
10-7, Chelsea. We wrap it up. Christmas time, a lot of plans, a lot of phones, a lot of customers. And probably one of the most fun time of the year. I like the way Josh put it. If Santa doesn't deliver. Or, someone may get a gift card.
Right.
Yeah. And so.
What's the hottest phone right now?
So would be our iPhone 14.
I'm waiting for the iPhone 20, which will probably be out in a couple
You won't.
weeks.
Yeah, it'll be out by New Year's.
Truth be known, I loved my iPhone 6, but I do you have any bag phones, by any
Would you
chance?
stop it? Would you stop?
Chelsea, thank you so much
Thank
for coming up
you.
and being a part of our broadcast tonight, and for everything that Cricket Wireless does, not only for the communities, but going as far as making sure these games happen. I've just got the report on numbers, and there's a lot of people watching and listening today, and now they know a little bit more about Cricket Wireless, and we appreciate you coming.
Thanks for having us.
All righty.
Hey, guys, real quick, I got an update on that illegal procedure.
Yeah.
One of the linebackers broke early. That's considered a blitz. They cannot move forward before the snap. They can only move lateral. And that's what he did. He took one step, and that was the penalty.
Now, is that a rule change?
No, that's a rule. You can't blitz, so they consider that a blitz if you take a step forward before the ball snapped at the linebacker position.
Well,
I didn't know that either. But
learning a lot of things today.
That's right.
10-3 and a nice kickoff with the wind, and it'll go into the end zone for a touchback. If you're going back the other way, Greg, we're not having any touchbacks today.
No, and that is a huge. You just saw the difference there. I mean, in the first half when we saw Uselton kick off, the ball barely made it to the 40-yard line.
Right.
Now, with the wind at his back, that thing sailed into the end zone. This is where you get to see them really shine. Again, that's why I said, don't judge the kickers today moving left to right. Not fair.
By the way, you and I will be selecting an impact player of the game for both the North and the South, a Cricket Wireless impact player of the game. And we've got plenty to choose from.
Yes, sir.
So it is now 1st and 10 for the South. They're down in this game for the first time today by a score of 10-3. They'll run the football. Nice move. And taking the ball across the 40-yard line.
Number 6, Javarius Walker.
Walker, to me, has been, to this point in the game, one of the reasons the South has 7 points, getting it down to where Perotti took over.
Yes. He's been Javarius Walker, again, he's another young man. I can't wait to see what college he winds up at, perhaps at one of our great junior colleges.
1st and 10 from the 44. Another nice move. And takes the ball to the 50-yard line.
Carry number 6, Javarius Walker.
Walker again. Greg, you called it perfectly in the first half. He plants that left foot when he cuts, and that's why he can cut on a dime.
And makes people miss. All of a sudden, you go where you think he's going to be, and he's not there.
Greg, one of the things that makes him so good down here at ground level, just the vision. He just sees every little seam.
Second down, and we'll call it what, 4?
Well, I think one of the things you'll see now why the defenses are a little bit more on their heels, the lines, conditioning. A lot of these guys have not played in more than a month.
Oh, good point.
So
they're going to hand the football off again. Another nice cut. And got the first down.
On the carry, number 6, Javarius Walker.
Walker, before he's
Number 11, Jordan
brought
McKnight.
down on the
Number
play by
82,
Tyreek
Dylan
Snow,
Rousey.
the athlete out of Newton, played for Zach Grady.
And Dylan Rousey,
who we just mentioned a moment ago, was a late addition.
Out of Biggersville. Big hit along the sideline as he wanted to cut back.
1st and 10 for the South at the North 44-yard line. 10-7, North leads it. Twin receivers to the left, one to the right. On the snap, Goss to throw. Throws, has a man out there, and it's caught at the 23-yard line.
Coulter finally comes through with a big one down the middle.
Well, you knew Goss had the arm to get it there, and it's been whether they could run the pass patterns or not, and that time a great pattern run by the wide receiver.
Coulter just settled in almost where the zone was, underneath the safeties, and settled down and made a nice catch to secure it.
1st and 10 for the South at the 22-yard line of the North. Twin receivers to the left, one to the right. Goss back in the shotgun. Here's the snap. Hands off. Walker swinging wide and doesn't get really to the corner as he's chased out of bounds by number 51, Rodney Stewart out of Baldwin.
Well, Tommy Kelly was going to make sure he didn't get any more yards either.
Kelly tattooed him.
Big number 33. I was wondering if that was going to draw a flag, but it did not.
Well, he just wanted to make sure that he was out of bounds.
Correction at the 19. It'll be 2nd down and about 8.
2nd and 8 for the South. That docile tones you hear behind me, Glenn Waddle, the PA announcer. Boy, he does a great job.
If the name Tommy Kelly sounds familiar, he's Tommy Kelly Jr.
Yep. Goss to throw, has a man there, tipped away at the last second, and a flag goes down.
Well,
here's the instant replay, Greg.
It was a good play, but I think he had his hand on the back just right there.
He sure did. He sure did.
It was a nice knockaway, but he also kind of gave a little extra oomph going forward, and that was Savion Freeman.
Interference call against the North.
So the North will pick up the penalty.
But a lot of folks will remember that name, Tommy Kelly.
Yep.
Great Ole Miss football and basketball player from Provine High School.
Back in the day when you had a lot of players in college playing several sports.
Tommy Kelly was part of that big Provine posse that was playing basketball.
I remember those days.
Here's the Thunder, guys. Here's the
All
Thunder.
right, thank you, Gary. There's the Thunder package with Perotti in the backfield.
North-south. Keep it north-south, and this will all work out well.
Perotti, number 68 in your screen. You see him there. 60. Ball got over his head, but the South recovered it.
And that's one of the things you worry about. You know, we saw that when Alabama did that last week with their defensive lineman and quarterback. They're not used to taking the snaps, and he was looking downfield and didn't watch that ball come in. And that's the chance you take with guys that aren't used to taking snaps.
Also the 19.
Well, they're going to move it all the way back to the 19-yard line, where it'll be 2nd down.
2nd and 18.
And 18 yards to go for.
No longer the Thunder package.
Maybe a little lightning, but not much thunder on that.
Got to go traditional now.
So Goss will settle back in the shotgun with Walker with him. Twin receivers left, one to the right. Goss wants to throw, pumps once. Protection good. Rolls out. He can run. And he runs into the North defense at the 20.
Terrific tackle by Eric Thomas, tracking him down out of Starkville.
You know, a lot of people, that Starkville story is a great story. Chris Jones, who I've had the pleasure of working with on several occasions, just did a marvelous job of bringing his Yellow Jackets after losing players and losing some big games early. And the further they got in the playoffs, I kept telling everybody, hey, I mean, look at Ocean Springs. I mean, they were expected to be in that game. They
But
didn't get
defense wins championships. Starkville got their deep. They are always tenacious on defense, and that's what carried them.
Brandon had a great team in 6A as well. Here's Goss to throw. Throws in the middle, and that one's knocked down.
That one looked like it might have been just a little bit early, but no flag as Dylan Rousey came in there.
It's got to be big for a player like Dylan Rousey, who had to come down to Gulfport late, get into the lineup, and produce.
O.J. Marshall was the intended receiver, so 82 on 82.
Well, you're going to get a field goal try here, but you're going to have a leg.
Well, he's a little bit closer. I think Baglione can make this one.
Baglione from Northwest Rankin, 5'8", 165, played for Devin Cooper.
Be 36 yards.
36 into, well, the wind's kind of settled down a little bit. Here's the snap. The kick. Can it make it? No, off to the right. Had the leg.
Pushed it. Pushed it.
Terry, I thought that ball had, I thought he had the leg to split those uprights.
Yeah, but going into that wind, and Greg touched on it earlier, man, that wind, you just don't realize how stiff it is unless you're down here. You can look at the flags, but, man, that wind.
Straight at you.
It's straight in your face if you're kicking, like he was toward the north.
Well, and then psychologically, too, you try and do a little extra, and you don't get as true a kick as you're trying to, because in your mind it's blowing hard, and I got to kick it a little bit harder.
Right. So, 1st and 10 for the North. Who are we going? Going to Sutton?
Yep,
Sutton quarterback.
Vic Sutton.
Twin receivers to the right, one to the left. From the 30-yard line, they'll run the football. Good hard run, but picks up 2, maybe 3. And
that's Roman Gregory out of Oxford again.
Chase Mallard also in there from West Point.
Tackle by number 33, Zachary Tillman of Florence.
So it'll be 2nd down and 7. Ball moves up to the 33-yard line.
Well, I think we had a penalty.
Must have been thrown on the far side.
Penalty on the play.
Kerry, did you see what that was?
I didn't even see the flag.
Because it was back from the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
Another rules violation, guys. Illegal formation.
So
basically.
5 yards
Ball
on
now
that.
marked at the 25.
So you have game operations. They stand on the field with their headsets on, watching for them. And that's what the referee is doing right now, discussing what the violation was.
So the North moved back to the 25-yard line, 2nd and 15 for them at
1st and 15.
their 25.
No, they'll replay 1st down.
That's right. Pendley takes it back, 1st down. Sutton rolls, being chased. Sutton turns the corner and is out at the 26, so a pickup of 1.
Although, no, that should have been 2nd down. No. Okay. They're going to say 2nd down.
Well, I think on the penalty, they get another play. They're just charged with the lost yardage. Sutton comes out of the game. Ty Davis goes. You made a really good point a while ago about Ty Davis. He looks the part of a quarterback.
A great pro style, and anybody looking for has a great arm. Again, he's not going to outrun too many defenders, but he's mobile enough to move. But his arm is so great.
Here's the snap. Davis rolling, looking, comes back to the right side, and good defensive play for the South, turned in by DJ Cloyd, DJ Cloyd from Columbia.
It's hard to get a receiver to drop the football, but that's one of those that you just want to knock down because you wound up losing 7 yards on the play.
As a receiver, you want to make the catch.
Yes, but he'd have been much better off dropping that football, knocking it down.
So 3rd down. And I think they pretty much have to go to the water on this one, don't they?
Davis threw for 3,500 yards this year.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing. There's no doubt about that. Etowamba AHS. Way up in the northern part of the state. Davis back to throw. Has time, throws. That one's a little low. And they get some of the lost yardage back, but not much of it. And the reception made by number 84, Anthony Little Jr., 6'0", 170 out of Noxubee County. Teddy Young, their head coach. wasn't that ball game something in the state championship? It may have been the best one.
Absolutely phenomenal.
Noxubee County, Raleigh, and I mean, Amy, you just knew that whoever had the ball last was going to win that one. All right, should get a punt. Pretty good punt away here. Good snap. Just got that kick off. Fair catch called for and made and dropped. North says they jumped on it. Let's see.
33-yard punt, fumble on the play.
That was terrific hang time, which allowed the coverage to get down there. And it looks like he was somehow he was able to get back on top of it. That's Coulter.
Boy, he was squatting.
Hold your breath when that thing came down.
he was hearing footsteps coming at him, but I think he did recover the football.
He did, and that was a terrific hang time again to allow the North coverage to get down there. Coulter very fortunate to hold on to it for the South.
Well, 19 seconds left to go in the third quarter. It's a 10-7 ball game. North leads it. Came out of the locker room, got a field goal, got a touchdown right before the first half ended.
42-yard line.
And the South's got it 1st and 10 at their 42. Goss hands off Walker. That's a combination that's worked, but not this time.
On the carry, number 6, Javarius Walker.
Jumping on that stop was Alex Larry, defensive lineman out of Greenwood, played for Clinton Gatewood, 6'0", 275. And that brings us to the end of the third quarter of this 74th Bernard Blackwell All-Star Football Classic in Gulfport. We'll take a timeout and be back with the fourth quarter in a moment.
Get your school on the network now.
Hey guys, I got Jacoby Calvin here if y'all want to talk to him when he come back before we start.
Welcome back. It is 10-7 and Carrie, a special guest.
Well, I've got Jacoby Calvin. Been doing a good job running. Just tell us about the experience getting a chance to play in this game today, Jacoby.
Oh man, it's awesome. Getting a chance to play with other guys I ain't never played with before and come back and show what I can do.
Talk about the week here, man. Just a chance to get to know a bunch of guys, right?
Yes, sir. Bonding with a couple guys you played with against during the season. I mean, it's great getting to know all of them and getting to play with them.
Thank you, Jacoby. Great job today.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Hey, the South offensive line is feeling pretty good as they're dancing over on the sideline. So they're staying loose, that's for sure. Good for them fellas.
We're not talking necessarily John Travolta moves, but they're dancing. Excited.
They are having a good time down there. Tanner Welch, number 73 out of Northwest Rankin, leading it.
Ball's on the ground. I think.
Ooh, how did Walker get on top of that football?
I don't know. He had to come back. The ball was actually behind him.
He dove, and, man, he was at the bottom of that. Ooh, another sigh of relief. All right, boys, from the line, stop dancing.
It's 3rd down and 8.
Save the dancing for after you score.
Yeah. Twin receivers to the left, one to the right. Here's the snap. Going to call his own number. He's in trouble. Down he goes. That is Keelan Parnell. He never really had a chance, Greg.
No. They chased him down, and ball did come out, but they ruled him down. He was already down on the play. So, again, those sweeps just have not really panned out.
Jaden Walker, linebacker out of Aberdeen. Aberdeen coach Alex Williams, 6'2", 230, and I guarantee you he's quick as a cat.
Well, Coulter is
punting number 88, Christian Baglione.
Baglione going to punt this football away.
He should get a nice hang time once again.
Jalen York.
He'll be standing at his 20.
Winded his back.
High snap. He pulls it down and got the kick away. going to bounce and check up at the 35.
Well, you know, he was holding his breath after the last one shot over his head to end the half and went back to the 5-yard line. Christian, not a overly tall fella at 5'8". Needs those snaps a little bit lower.
Some of these snaps have been, like you said, an adventure today. So now the South All-Stars back on the field defensively, and let's see what the North will do. They lead it 10-7. 10:29 left to play in the football game.
Here's your combination. This is the one that's worked very, very well for him. Ty Davis and Jacoby Calvin in the backfield.
Just heard from Jacoby Calvin. He's enjoying playing today, and he's got the football. Pounds the left side, does not get anything.
On the carry for the North, number 4, Jacoby Calvin.
It looks like
Get on the tackle, number 52.
yeah, number 52, Colin Rayburn Jr. out of South Haven, played for John E. Stevenson. 6'4", 285. I'm really impressed with the height of some of these players on that offensive and defensive line on both sides of the football.
Well, that's what the colleges love.
Yeah.
Is you can't teach size. You can teach technique. You can't teach size.
Second down, Davis rolls to throw, looks, tosses it up in the air, and it is incomplete right at the feet of the receiver, DeAndre Pullen out of Madison Central. Played for Toby Collins.
Well, it's funny. The North was hollering so bad that I think Zachary Tillman thought that he was flagged, but he was arguing with the sidelines of the North. There was no flag, son. So he got to trot off the field.
That was a dangerous pass. That one could have been picked off
Well,
easily.
and the wind really affected that one when he threw that one up.
Looked like a wounded duck when he got up into that wind.
And there was a wicked hold in the backfield, but that they overlooked as Perotti was taken down trying to get to the quarterback.
So it brings up third down. We'll call it 9 for the North at their own 35. Ty Davis back to throw, being pressured, and down he goes. Guess who? Cameron Mackey out of Clarksdale, played for Johnny Maddox. 6'4", 290. 6'4".
You're on the wrong roster. That was number 75. Jonathan Davis made the tackle.
It was, wasn't it? It sure was.
That's Red tackling him.
Yeah.
But either way, he's big too because Jonathan, he's that 6'5", 300-pounder out of Lawrence County. And, ooh, Russ, when you get tackled by him, you're going to need a hot tub.
Won't wait till tomorrow.
What a terrific sack there. And it gives the South another opportunity. Going to turn the ball right back over. And they got to punt into this wind.
Punt coming from the 15. It was a low snap, got away. Boy, look at that wind just stop that football at the 50.
Well, and he tried to kick that low out of the wind as a line drive, and that, he's lucky he got it to midfield.
24-yard punt, no return.
24-yard punt, no return.
Sun is trying to poke its way out
Look
here.
Look at that, huh? Had rain, a little mist earlier today.
Still cold down here on the coast. 50 degrees.
First and 10.
Gary, you got those hand warmers working?
At the 48.
He can't get the mic because he's trying to keep his hands warm.
So from the, we're going to place it at, we're going to place it right at the 47 of the South. They'll have it first and 10. Low snap. Goss picks it up, throws over the middle. It's caught. And did he drop that ball?
No,
did he hang on?
That ball popped up in the air and he re-secured it. Wonderful catch by Damon Lee. That's the tight end out of Oak Grove.
Drew Causey, the head coach today. Here's the replay. And nice catch made.
He caught it, it popped out, and Hot Potato got it right back in.
So a first down pickup on the play. South will have it inside the 40 at the North 36. They're down by 3 in this game. Another strong run by Walker.
That play was designed to go to the outside to the tackle, but he saw the hole on the inside and cut back and made a nice pickup.
On the stop, number 63.
I was going to say on the stop was Tony Lucius, a 5'11", 265-pounder out of Starkville.
When I tell you, Reed Grantham out of Pearl has done a great job as a center, not playing center during the year.
And look, that's not easy, that position. Here's the snap, good snap. Goss wants to throw, it's got a man there. And a good tackle made. Is it enough?
That's a first down. O.J. Marshall out of Terry.
He's had a good game today.
He's warming up. A great possession receiver.
What a great route he ran, guys. He drove the defensive back down and then turned and came back to the football.
South making something happen now. They're on the move.
Yeah, they're down by a score of 10-7. A little over 7 minutes to play in the game. Here's the snap. Walker again. He is manhandled.
On the carry, number 6.
Meet Detravion Parker out of Grenada.
You said it right when you said big.
Number 33, Tommy Kelly.
Tommy Kelly also in on that.
He lined him up, and that was a wicked tackle.
Walker's been the workhorse for the South in this football game.
Number 26.
And the ball resting at the 26-yard line. It'll be second down.
Second and 10.
And 10 has no gain on the play. Walker wanted to come to the left side, and Goss said, no, go back to the right. Goss wants to throw. Ball tipped and almost intercepted.
Terrific tip by Martavius Blackman. 6'2 linebacker out of Oxford on the replay. Watch 45 get his hands up, and just right. Because Coulter.
It was a catchable ball.
Though Coulter had settled down, and he was in open space. Now this is within Baglioni's field goal range now with the wind at his back. That he'd be more comfortable, but there is no overtime, so do you go for it?
That's a good question. Third down and 10 from the 26 of the North. Goss stands in the pocket, fires, and that one is knocked down.
That one not able to be brought in by Damon Lee out of Oak Grove that time. So fourth down.
Got a little shove there at the end by Roman Gregory just to let him know he was in the game.
Well, looks like they're going to go for it, Russ.
I don't think that's a bad decision right now. You know, you still got just under 7 minutes left to go in the game. Your defense has played well here in the second half. But, you know, with Goss at quarterback, you got a possibility of picking up to 10 yards here.
Well, Marshall has been your go-to receiver, but he's hemmed in on the short side of the field over there up top.
4th and 10 as the South goes for it. Goss wants to throw, goes to the end zone. No flag.
Well, that ball was just, your receiver was running to the corner, and that ball went a little too far to the inside. And
well, they thought there might be a little interference there. They just ran into each other.
Yeah. Brendan Brown over there was trying to run to the corner. Brendan is going to be going to Mississippi State out of Northwest Rankin at wide receiver.
You know,
he's got an offer from Mississippi State.
Cooper did a really good job with that Northwest Rankin team. They're in your district, and you know everybody had counted them out. Everybody had a brutal schedule start the year.
They could score with anybody. Everybody had great offenses. Oak Grove.
Yeah. And defense wins championships.
That's the way it turned out.
Yeah, you mentioned Starkville a moment ago.
Brandon could score it with anybody, but they could not get past Starkville. It looks like you're going to have Vic Sutton back in at quarterback.
Madison Central. Uh-oh. Well, they let that one go. They're going to run the football, and it's Jacoby, and he runs it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. That's a good, hard first down run. So you take a look at it on the replay. Good block. Excellent block by the right tackle.
That was Bryson Kelly.
Excellent.
At Noxubee County. That was a great block.
One wide out to the left, one to the right. Sutton in the shotgun, hands the football off, and nowhere to go.
And Perotti with just terrific pursuit, able to get Jacoby down.
You know, this is interesting because you've got a Madison Central quarterback handing off to a Clinton Era running back, and there may not be a more fierce rivalry in the central part of the state than that one. Of course,
that's what makes this game so great.
Yep. You got the Rankin County Super Bowl, and you got all the big games, but that Madison Central Clinton is something special. So that brings up 2nd down and 12 as they lost a pair on that game. Here's
Jack Johnson in at quarterback.
Yeah, and he's running the football and slips the tackle and moves it back close to the 40-yard line. He's down at the 39.
Johnson out of Kossuth came in.
You know, Kossuth's always been known as a basketball school, and now they've got it going up there in their football program.
Gain to the 39.
And I think seeing Johnson, I can understand why.
Well, he's listed as an athlete, so when he gets in space, he has got some wheels. Good defensive player as well.
Ty Davis back in at quarterback for the North. 3rd down, they need at least 8 for a first down. They're at their own 39. They look over to the sideline. Patrick Schooler giving them the play. Coach is at Neshoba Central.
One-on-one coverage up top.
Davis calls his own number, just tucks the football and runs, and the South is there defensively and keeps him from scoring, keeps him from picking up the first down.
Tackle over there. Haven't heard a lot from Mason Clinton out of Petal, 6'5", 270.
Ball marked at the 45.
He'll be. He's got that verbal commitment to University of Louisiana Lafayette. Does Clinton?
And now he was on a rebuilding team for the Panthers this year, over in Petal.
Boy, this has got hand this ball to Jacoby.
Yeah, got it written all over him. 4th down. This is a big play here. 4th down, a yard. We're going to get a timeout, I believe, called.
Yeah, and they better watch out because those linebackers were creeping up with those rules.
That's right.
They were already up there trying to shoot the gaps.
So with a timeout on the field, we'll give you your score. North 10, South 7. We'll take a timeout and be back in a moment.
Get your school on the network now.
Going on down there on the north course, they lead it by 3. Little dancing going on down on the sideline as you see at the bottom of your screen by the North. Some pretty good moves down there.
They know how to do the roll, the Tootsie Roll down there. Look at them go. Look at them boys go.
Are they having fun or what? Of course, they lead by 3 too.
That's awesome. That is
They got the fans fired up. Get an acknowledgement from Glenn Waddle. Big play time. 4th and 1 from the North. They snap the football. And
what a job.
What a job by the South.
It was Parodi.
Yeah,
Parodi came through, made that tackle, and we talked about it right before we stepped away from you folks. When you can't bring the linebackers up on a 1 yard to go, the fact that the defensive line was able to get through there and stop Jacoby is amazing.
Well, go ahead, Craig. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say also, you talked about him a couple plays ago, Greg, out of Petal. Mason Clinton. Boy, he got a great angle on that play. Kind of pushed one of the blockers back toward the running back. Forced him to go a little bit more to the right than he wanted to. And, of course, Parodi, he's done about everything today.
That was huge, and now they get it right on this side of the field. Looks like you're going to have Quez in there.
Yep, Quez Goss and Walker back in there. That's been the combo that's worked, I think, the best so far. Twin receivers up top, one to the left. Goss throws. And a nice pattern run. And they're going to let these wide receivers, Greg, do what they do after they catch the football. We've seen a few deep throws, but most of them have been quick outs.
Well, and that's O.J. Marshall for you. I mean, he's just so sure-handed, and he's been targeted the most today.
2nd and 5.
2nd down and 5.
37.
From the North 37. North leads this game 10-7. And Goss pointing out at somebody moved.
Yeah, they got Joseph Head to jump. The defensive end there from Holmes County Central is going to get him a free 5. And if that's not a first down, I mean, that's got to be like
close. Nose of the football.
That's an index card.
Here's Walker off the right side. No doubt about that. First down.
All right, you can tell the South is feeling it.
Of course, first down. Walker played at Raleigh under Ryan Higdon. What a job Ryan Higdon did this year. Well, he's every year, but really this year.
Well, it helped. Suntarine Perkins certainly
helped a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boy, was he amazing last week in the Missile game.
Those Rebel fans are going to love to see him.
Woo. Goss wants to throw that pass, and it's actually behind A.J. Phillips, the wide receiver out of Gaucher, played for Mark Hyde.
Flag down. I think this is going to be one of those illegal formations, I think. Kerry?
We're deferring to Kerry now on all the rules violations.
Well, because he went right over to one of our game officials, coordinators.
Yeah, I'm trying to walk down and figure out what they're calling them. They haven't let us know yet. But one of the game coordinators, as you mentioned, Greg, he threw that flag from behind the play between the actually good shot right between the legs of the referee. I haven't seen that. I bet he can bowl pretty good. Seriously, he threw it, if you can find on replay, he threw it right between his legs.
So that's where the referees get extra help because the game coordinators get to throw flags as well.
Well, for these officials to try to enforce these rules that they're not normally used to enforcing, it's nice to have some help back there.
I think they may reverse it. They're going to reverse it now. They're going to say no, even though the game coordinator threw it. The referee just overruled him.
Illegal procedure.
Or did he?
No, they're going to call it against, but they're going to decline it.
They're going to decline. That's what it is. Okay. Thank you, Greg.
That was being nice. That was Schooler being real nice and declining that penalty.
Be second down and 10 for the
Well,
South.
as we've said most of this ball game,
no,
they're going to mark it off now.
Well, actually, I just got a clarification. They say it was a lateral, and that's where it went out of bounds.
Oh, yeah, that's right, because it was thrown behind the
that's
receiver.
Right.
Yep.
Very good.
Ball at the 34.
Well, they're going to mark it at the 34-yard line. They've got to move the ball to the 19-yard line. Second down and 15 yards to go for a first. I think you're about to see a steady dose of Walker here.
Everybody's got. Well, they're gonna. I don't know. They're behind the chains.
And
They spread O.J. Marshall here to the near side, where he's got a lot more open space. And you've also got Coulter in the slot. They're giving him a lot of respect.
Second and 15. Goss back to throw. Now he's being forced out of the pocket. Down he goes. Or does he? He finally does.
Eric Thomas Jr. at Starkville. And I think they're going to get some extracurricular here, unfortunately, for roughing him up.
They were blowing the whistle. And there were still some defenders on him. Personal foul against the North.
Yeah.
Not a popular call on our side of the stadium. Home team is the North.
65, Chris Brown was also in there from Callaway. So that is a huge mental mistake by the North. As this is going to get them very manageable now for third down.
Ball is now marked at the 23.
So that was going to be well, that's post-possession, so I guess it will be fourth down. So, so it goes from 4th and 3, right?
Yeah, what it was, guys, it was dead ball. I was thinking the same thing. The referee's telling Coach Causey the reason that they're not getting the first, it was a dead ball, and they move it up. So that's why they got to get it from.
So 4th and what, now 4? It'll be
4th and 4, yeah. A lot of discussion.
Yeah, they're going to discuss it some more. See what they go find out.
Now the North leads this game 10-7, but the South has a little over 2 minutes left to play to try to either get a field goal or a touchdown. Greg, they've got the win behind them on the field goal.
Well, if we see a field goal, I think this game ends in a tie.
I think you're
With
right.
only 2:43 left, this is the South's last shot to try and win it.
Well, they huddled guys, and just as we thought, it's the fact it was a dead ball. They're not going to.
No, now they moved it back to third down, Kerry.
Yep.
Sure did.
3rd and 4 from the 23.
3rd and 4 from the 23-yard line.
Now we're going to have
Now
another
we're going to
whistle.
have another discussion.
The line judge wanted to come in. I guess they're resetting the football.
Well, there's some talking going on in
It's
the
been
trenches.
And this is the bad part. You're getting down here to the nitty-gritty. It's been a very clean game for the most part. And then, now you get into crunch time, and everybody's checking the rule book.
And, even the personal foul roughing on the north could go either way. Maybe you didn't hear the whistle. I don't know. But there were 3 of them down there.
Oh, you heard the whistle.
Hey, I'm just trying to keep them there.
Those fellas heard the whistle.
Well, guys, real quick, they're going to go Thunder here with Perotti.
Oh.
I would venture to say back-to-back here.
I would venture to say you're correct.
Just make sure he gets the snap. Last time he came in, he had a little trouble because he was looking to run it before he grabbed it. But if they go north-south, he could get you the 4 yards here.
Oh, absolutely. Well, Perotti, he's 5'11", 240 pounds, played at Scott Central, who won the state championship in their division. Jeff Stockstill, the head coach of the Rebels.
But I tell you, the North defense, they can't bring the linebackers up.
Nope.
But they are all bunched towards the middle.
Just kind of inch it.
There is no edge.
They are the edge. And they're right. Look how close they're to the line. They can't blitz.
3rd down and 4.
But 3rd and 4. Perotti going to carry the football to the right side, carrying people with him.
He's got it. Got it by a yard.
Perotti on the carry and gets the first down.
Telling you, that young fellow runs north-south. He is a bowling ball to bring down.
And, Greg, they knew he was going to get the ball.
Hey,
no question. Yeah.
Real quick, what a great block. He just got behind Kane Edwards out of Poplarville on the right guard and just followed him right off his hip.
Did a good job because there was some running room there.
It ain't broke, don't fix it. He's staying in.
From the 18-yard line, Perotti. They're trying to pull him down from behind. He got to the 15, I believe.
Tackled by a host.
But that was a great job by Chris Brown out of Callaway.
And Savion Freeman out of Water Valley, played for Brad Emery. They looked like they had him by the shirt from behind. We're trying to slow him down and wait for the cavalry to show up. Clock continuing to move now. 1:34. We may have a photo finish in this ball game.
Parnell in at quarterback.
Parnell calls his own number. Had a hole for a moment and closed that quickly.
He cut the wrong way. If he would have cut left, that ball was
in zone bound.
Yes, but he cut it back to the right. I don't know what he thought he saw, but he had a lot more running room to the left.
So that'll bring up 3rd down.
Timeout.
And a timeout on the field.
Coach Causey wants it.
We'll take it with him. North leads at 10-7, but the South is knocking on the door. Back in a moment.
Hey guys, this is my friend Barry.
Unlimited data, Barry?
Ranked #1 in customer service by J.D. Power, Barry.
Let me take your coat, you little award winner, you.
Actually, that's my fur. Oh, be careful of the man's fur.
By Cricket Wireless. Smile. You're on Cricket. Right now, you got some smiles over there on the South. They're anticipating a score here. They're dancing over there.
Kids are really having a good time.
Look at Walker. He's just bouncing around, kicking his feet up.
For as hard as he's played, I'm shocked that he has that much energy.
Well, Greg, the temperature is probably around 55. So you're not going to get hot and sweaty very much in this environment as you would, say, in a regular season game.
Yeah.
3rd and 5. This is big. And they're going to take it to the right side. He is nailed, but
Parnell turned the corner. Waits to the market. Gary looks like they're right there.
Yeah, he's right. I think he's got it by about the length of the football, guys. He's just inside. He's just inside the 8.
Good blocking on that right side over there.
Ooh, he didn't get a really good spot. I'm right here on it. He spotted it a little shorter when I thought his cleat mark went out. They're going to be probably about a foot short. They're going to say bring it in, but just sitting here looking at it, he's a little bit short. I'm not sure he got a great spot on that.
Well, this could be your ball game right here. Less than a minute to play. North leading 10-7 in the South.
Well, if they don't make this, we're bringing Thunder in because you're going to have 4th and the nose.
I'm surprised Thunder's not in. Thunder is in. Perotti.
Index card. 4th down.
Yeah. You nailed it, Greg. About an index card.
From the 8-yard line, you get this first down, you got a shot at winning the ball game.
And here comes Perotti back in there to run the bull.
Well, you know who looks impressive is number 73, Tanner Welch, out of Northwest Rankin. He's got the height, he's got the build.
Very much so.
They're doing a chain is going to come up short for the South.
All I know is they'll run to his side.
Oh, you're talking about Tanner Welch?
Yes.
I would.
4th down.
4th down and inches. From the 8-yard line.
Now we're going
to talk about it.
Schooler.
Timeout North.
So with 56 seconds left to go in the ball game.
Now, how did we lose 2 seconds without running a play?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Checking back in the ball game is Cameron Mackey, a lineman out of Clarksdale, played for Johnny Maddox, 6'4", 290. North going to put all the beef they can up there. But that's going to be mano a mano, Greg.
You know, after the game, you know, no matter who wins, they need to have a dance-off out here because these are some really, really talented dancers on the North and the South.
You may have to get out there and work with them some, Kerry.
Yeah, the last 2 times they run to the right, they've talked over here in the huddle to Tanner Welch, 6'8", 330 out of Northwest Rankin.
Yeah.
Kind of hey, and he says, yeah, bring it my way. Wouldn't be surprised to come the same way here again.
No, that's exactly right. I think they're going to find Tanner, and Perotti is just going to fall forward.
Get the first down.
And might find his way into the end zone.
He might. Ball is spotted where, Kerry? On the 8.
Just a nose inside the 8. He's got to get about an index card, maybe 4 inches.
Out of the Thunder package. Perotti. He's got the first down and more.
And he did exactly what we said. Yep. He ran to that side, and he ran right behind Luke Winstead from Sebastopol, 6'3", 305, who was right next to Logan, and that is a great pickup.
What a push, guys. What a push on this side.
First and goal from the 5.
Parnell.
It's Parnell, and he gets stood up. Coming from the backside, a really nice defensive play
by Jace Mallard, linebacker out of West Point.
He's had a super game.
Well, clock is a factor at this moment because it's rolling at 20 seconds for us.
2nd and 3.
They're pushing Perotti. They're pushing him. He's in.
He's in. Perotti.
Guys, I'm going to tell you something. Sitting here watching this, they hit him and had him stopped literally about 1.5 yards away, and he just never, ever stopped moving his feet. And then he leaned at the last second with his off arm and pushed one of the defenders aside to get in. What a run by him.
He had some help, too. I don't know if we have the replay, Russ. Somebody was giving Perotti an extra bit of push from behind.
I think it might have been Roscoe Tucker, number 74.
But that was a little extra push. He's already got enough going forward.
Stand by for our post-game award ceremony.
Baglioni will kick the extra point. Snap down, the kick is up.
Extra point is good.
And it's good. And we've got a 17-10 game. South leads it.
The North 10.
And we'll be back with the kickoff in a moment.
Started at 23 with nothing but me. And I believe roofing should be a profession and a career. Generations of Malones have proven that there is nothing we can't accomplish. Malone protects people and your things that matter most.
Welcome back. We'll just giving a note. We were talking about Tommy Kelly a while ago and his dad, playing at Mississippi State. He also played for the Raiders.
Yes, he did.
In pro football.
Tommy was in the NFL.
He had a good game today. Here's the kick. Taking on the dead run at the 10, 15, 20, and a nice run across the 35 up close to the 40-yard line.
How about Jarkia Reed? He tried to make it happen. The wide receiver out of Leak Central. He tried to take it back to the house.
Well, Coach Bryant had him a good one there. Down at Leak Central. Bryant Thomas. So you've got
what play?
5 seconds, which is good for one play. South leads at 14-10. That score seems awfully familiar.
Alabama came back and beat Mississippi last week wearing their red uniforms, 14-10 in the closing moments of the game. And here we have the team wearing the red coming back to take a 14-10 lead.
What are the odds of that? One play time. Ty Davis takes the snap. Rolling to his right, looks, throws, and it's knocked down, and the ball game is over. Ball game is over, and it belongs to the South, who comes from behind to beat the North by a score of 14-10, and continues a little run by the South here in this series. I'll tell you, I thought the North really might have had this game when they scored their field goal, but nope, South came down and took care of business. A really good football game today. Hopefully Kerry will be lining up some interviews from both sides.
That now gives the South the lead in the series, 36-29-5.
Good picture there of these guys shaking hands and talking to each other.
I just love the helmets with all of the different decals.
I do too. Sometimes it's an adventure to find out how many they can put on one helmet. Good job by the coaching staff here today. Can't get too fancy in a game like this. But, you kind of throw out the rules when you put Perotti back there and name your offense the Thunder.
Hey, guys, real quick. I want to grab Javarius Walker out of Raleigh. Big game for him today. Talk about the game, Javarius. You had a really good day out here running the football.
Hey, it felt good, man. I got a lot of people to prove wrong, so that's what I came out here and done. Hey, I wanted to win. I had to do it for my boys.
Let's talk about the Thunder package with Perotti in there.
Hey, big boy had to do his thing. He know he had to get it, so he did what he had to do for the boy.
Great job today.
Thank you.
So we're going to be picking an impact player on both sides. One for the North, one for the South, a Cricket Wireless impact player.
Well, my vote for the South is clearly Mr. Perotti.
Well, there's probably many that we could pull off with that roster.
Hey, real quick, guys, I got Perotti with me right here.
Oh, good.
Let's talk a little bit about the Thunder package.
Oh, man, second day there, Coach Williams putting in the Thunder package, talking about some let me run the ball. You know, it's just basically putting in meat. We stay not dominant. It's either you're going to beat us or you're not. Simple. We winning every time.
Y'all were going around behind Tanner Welch quite a bit on that last drive.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Those are some big guys, O-line. Great. We got great offensive tackles, great guards, good centers. And, hey, like I said, you got Zakar. It's easy money when you fall on those guys.
Well, great job today.
Oh, yes, sir. Thank you.
Easy money. I think that's well said. You know, as far as because we're sharing these awards, but
that's my vote for the blue, by the way.
Tommy Kelly?
Yeah.
I agree with that.
From the North.
I agree
I
totally
really
with that.
I thought Tommy Kelly Jr. at a pro line had a phenomenal game.
And I think, well, we'll have to see. You got to think that Perotti's name will come up today. But I think also Tanner Welch. You know, I mean, he just took over. You just heard Perotti. I think Tanner Welch for the South, the Red, made an impact in this ball game as he led the blocking for Perotti. You know, I had the pleasure of calling that Scott Central game in the state championship. He did it there too.
Hey guys, we talked about Tommy Kelly, how well he played here today, and I've got him now. I know, Tommy, you want to win this game bad, but man, you had a great game today.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Talk about the game from your perspective today, having a couple of days to work with these guys, and just what the experience was like.
It was fun. A lot of good guys. We had a lot of fun. Good team bonding experience.
Well, great job today by you, Tommy Kelly.
Tommy Kelly, he is going to be the Cricket Wireless Impact Player of the game for the North. And how about Tanner Welch for the South?
I just have a hard time taking it away from Perotti. I mean, well, he was, or the other one that was Javarius Walker. I mean,
yeah.
As hard as Walker played, the two of them moved the football.
Walker had a great game on the ground. I loved his cutting today on this grass. And they're giving some awards away. The kid that sells the most ads, a sportsmanship award, and then, of course, offense and defense. And I think we've got a pin down there, Greg. All right, so the North, we're giving our Impact Player Award. From Poplarville, number 80, Tommy Carey. Smith. And for the South,
and now the
we're still trying to decide between Perotti and Walker.
From Hernando, number 86, Jackson Uzzleton.
Uzzleton, the kicker, winning an award for sportsmanship. And we have,
he was academic achievement for the North.
Right.
Now here's academic, and there's Reed Grantham from Pearl.
How about that?
Our center.
Center today.
Very smart young man.
That's not easy to shift from that.
The most valuable defensive player from Provine, number 33, Tommy Kelly.
Tommy Kelly going to be chosen.
Most valuable defensive player award.
Now the North team
might need to look at ours then.
Player award. It goes to number 7 from Etowah AHS, Ty Davis.
Tommy Davis getting
Ty Davis.
Ty Davis getting an offensive player award.
Now the C-Spire South team most valuable defensive player from the South. From Raleigh, number 6. Excuse me, the most valuable defensive player. Number 52, Zachariah Perotti.
Well, they're going to give Zachariah Perotti the
defensive.
How
do you give him the defensive? Come on, man. He's got a rushing touchdown, a passing touchdown.
And Walker got the offensive player on the South.
I guess that way they both get an award. They both get the MVP.
Let's look at our award here. I'm going to go with Tanner Welch still on the South.
I think so. No, I would go for Tanner Welch with our Impact Cricket Impact player.
For the South, Tanner Welch opened the lanes.
Hey, guys.
Yes.
I've got Blake Pinnock.
Good. Promotion Springs.
Promotion Springs going to be going to Gulfport, but ran the offense today. Coach, first and foremost, this game's a lot of fun.
It absolutely is a lot of fun. A lot of great players, a lot of great coaches, and just to get a chance to be around those guys all week and then to get to play in the game was pretty cool.
Let's talk about the your offense today. You had the Thunder and the Lightning. You had Walker in the air with Quez, and you come back with Perotti, and you line up Big Tucker Smith or go behind Tanner Welch. That was kind of fun to watch the disparity there.
Absolutely. You know, we got down a couple players late and he's scratched, so we kind of had to piece some things together and just make it work. But it was pretty awesome to see those guys, especially at the end there, because it's actually what it is, Thunder and Lightning. It's pretty cool.
Blake, thank you very much.
Hey,
right,
Kerry,
glad to be here.
If you can grab Tanner Welch.
I will.
And also Jacoby Calvin from the North.
All right.
They're our Cricket Wireless Impact players.
All right, I'll get Tanner here. He's got somebody on his back right now.
Okay. Yeah, I'll tell you, it's a great feeling right now to be down there.
All the families of these players down on the field now, able to visit with them and have all the pictures taken. A great way to end out their high school careers. A little happier for the South Side, but the North certainly bright futures ahead for every one of these young men that played out here today.
Well, we're going to take a timeout. I'm going to let you handle it while I go down and present these awards to these young men.
That sounds fantastic.
We'll take a timeout. South wins it 14-10. Back in a moment.
Whenever you get rid of him.
I wish we had a sled as fast as Cricket 5G. Oh. Selfie. It's everything you wished for, including the price.
It's everything I wished for.
I told you she'd love her new 5G phone from Cricket. I see that. It's everything you wished for, including the price.
Welcome back here to Gulfport High School, Milner Stadium, Lindy Callahan Field, as we've just wrapped up the Blackwell All-Star game. Let's go down to Kerry.
Well, I'm looking up at him, but Tanner Welch, what a great job he did down offensive line, particularly when they went to that Thunder package. Tanner, just talk about the game today from your perspective.
I think we played very well. We got the stops we needed, and we scored when it was most important, and that got us the win.
Let's talk about the Thunder package a little bit.
All the big guys working together to punch it in.
Well, you got a lot of good football ahead of you.
I appreciate it.
Congratulations on the award today.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Boy, that is one great young man right there. So talented, and literally put the team on his back as he needed to open up the holes for Perotti to make his way through there. And they gritted out a tough all-star win. After jumping out in front 7-0 early, they saw themselves trailing until 5 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. And the South winds up taking the lead and hanging on to win it 14-10. Super exciting game. Again, they've been playing this game for 74. This is now the 74th edition. The South now leads the all-time series 36-29 with 5 ties and just a terrific way for these guys to close out their careers. Tanner Welch was our South team Cricket Wireless Impact Player of the Game. Our North Player of the Game, to let you all know, was Jacoby Calvin, the running back out of Clinton. He too had a very good game. Wearing number 4, represented the Clinton Arrows extremely well here, even if it was on the losing end. Let's see if Kerry has anybody else down there. Kerry, were you going to be able to get Jacoby Calvin? Have you been able to see him yet? I know he's wandering down. Lots and lots of folks down on the field now. Hard to pick him out. Russ was making a sprint down there. It's because he wanted to present the awards for the...
I found him. I got him.
Okay.
Jacoby. All right, Russ has got him too. Russ, go ahead. We got Russ with him here as well.
Okay.
Well, we selected our Cricket Wireless Player of the Game. And there we go. I'm trying to get the awards out of my hand. You may have Jacoby, you had a good day today running the football. What do you attribute that to?
Really, my coaches. We prepared good this week, and my coaches back at home for getting me ready.
Well, you've earned the Cricket Wireless Player of the Game for the North today. We're going to hand you this, and you can take it back. Being from Clinton myself, I'm really proud of this, and you had a good year with the Arrows, and just a good, solid day today. And this is Kobe Calvin, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks, Russ. Throw it back up to Greg. Thank you, Greg.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for us from here in Gulfport as the 74th annual Bernard Blackwell All-Star Football Classic is in the books as the South prevails with a last-second victory, 14-10, for everybody on the Friday night Under the Lights crew. For everybody that helped make this game happen with the Mississippi Association of Coaches, it is a great event. We cannot wait for the 75th annual next year. For Kerry Metzler on the field and Russ Robinson, I'm Greg Flynn. Folks, have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.